Day 7 of the US-Israel war against Iran. Donald Trump has mounted offensive against Iran, asking Iran to surrender and claimed Iran wanted to hold peace talks. However, Iran has refused Trump's claims. Donald Trump has also said that Iran's missiles were being destroyed every hour and that over 24 Iranian ships have been destroyed in the last 3 days. He also claimed that Iran has not been left with any air defense and that it doesn't have any force left, and has called Iran's leadership to lay down arms. President Trump also offered immunity to Iranian police and members of Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in exchange for laying down their arms, urging them to be on the right side of history. He also said that Iranian diplomats globally can seek asylum. Meanwhile, Iran has dismissed Donald Trump's claim of calling for making an effort at peace talks. An Iranian envoy has said that there was no request for talks with US and that they didn't ask Donald Trump to end the war. Iran has also said that there was a lack of trust and that talks between Iran and US seem impossible now because this war has been forced upon them, going ahead and saying that the war began when they were in the middle of negotiations.
I'm once again calling on all members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the military and the police, to lay down their arms. They're only going to be killed. And now is the time to stand up for the Iranian people and help take back your country. You're going to have a chance after all these years to take back your country. Accept immunity. We'll give you immunity. And we'll be giving you really the right side of history, because that's what it is. So you'll be perfectly safe with total immunity, or you'll face absolutely guaranteed death. And I don't want to see that. They don't want to see it either. We also urge Iranian diplomats around the world to request asylum and to help us shape a new and better Iran with great potential. It's a country with great potential. There's much better future for Iran. It's now beginning. It's going to be, I think, a great future. And the United States will ensure that whoever leads the country next, Iran will not threaten America or its neighbors, Israel. The United States military, together with the wonderful Israeli partners, continues to totally demolish the enemy far ahead of schedule and at levels that people have never seen before, actually. We're destroying more of Iran's missiles and drone capability every single hour, knocking them out like nobody thought was possible. As soon as they set off a missile, within 4 minutes, the launcher gets hit. They don't know what's happening. But we have the greatest military anywhere in the world. Their Navy is gone. 24 ships in 3 days. That's a lot of ships. Their anti-aircraft weapons are gone. So they have no air force. They have no air defense. All of their airplanes are gone. Their communications are gone. Missiles are gone. Launches are gone. About 60% and 64% respectively. Other than that, they're doing quite well. I said, what's left? But they're tough, and they want to fight. And they're calling, they're saying, how do we make a deal? I said, you're being a little bit late, and we want to fight now more than they do.
The amount of firepower over Iran and over Tehran is about to surge dramatically. And part of it is that we're going to have even more basing. And it's not just the UK. We've had other friends step up, and we're grateful for that.
If I just look back over the last 24 hours of the operation compared to where we were at start, ballistic missile attacks have decreased by 90% since day one. Drone attacks have decreased by 83% since day one. Having said this, we remain vigilant. Our strikes against the Iranian Navy have intensified. You may have heard the President say just a little while ago that we have sunk or destroyed 24 ships. That was true at the moment. We're now up over 30 ships. And in just the last few hours, we hit an Iranian drone carrier ship, roughly the size of a World War II aircraft carrier. And as we speak, it's on fire. Our air dominance allows us to hit Iran's center of gravity with overwhelming power and reach. a couple of examples. In just the last 72 hours, America's bomber force has struck nearly 200 targets deep inside of Iran, including around Tehran. And in just the last hour, U.S. B-2 bombers dropped dozens of 2,000-pound penetrator bombs targeting deeply buried ballistic missile launchers. Notably, we have also struck Iran's equivalent of Space Command, which degrades their ability to threaten Americans.
This is a sign that they're panicking. An evening update from the Israeli embassy in Washington outside our operations room. Today we completed day 6 of the operation and began to move into phase 2. We destroyed 200 targets in Tehran and its environs, and of course we continue to take out the leadership of the IRGC, and we're beginning to see cracks in the chain of command throughout the security and military apparatus in Tehran. We also targeted 2 terrorist officials in Lebanon, one in Tripoli, a Hamas official that actually trains terrorists and sends them back into Gaza, and an official in Hezbollah who's responsible for organizing the firing of missiles into Israel. The signs of the cracks in the chain of command is very encouraging, and we hope that over time this will develop into larger chasms. Fewer and fewer missiles are getting off, but at the same time they're also firing wildly into the neighboring countries. They've actually hit 12 countries, including European countries, with ballistic missiles. This is a sign that they're panicking. And what it's also doing is driving all the countries in the region into a coalition of countries that shares a common threat. Let's always remember the basics. Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. They cannot be allowed to develop ballistic missiles, and they cannot be allowed to continue to sponsor proxies that directly threaten Israel but destabilize the entire region. What we're pursuing together with the United States is nothing more than securing a safe and peaceful future for the region and for the world.